All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, waiting for all of you to quickly join in. So who all are joining us here today? I can see Ashish, Harshil, Mani, Palak, Raju. So extending my warm welcome to all of you. And I think our panelists will also be joining here in few seconds. So are you all ready with your queries? So if you have any query for XAT, the session is all about XAT, upcoming XAT 2023. You can start sharing your queries in the Q&A section, right? So let's see how are all of you doing, who all are preparing for different MBA exams apart from XAT. Can I see some activity here in the chat and let all of you join in? I would say some chats here, who all have joined us here. What are all your queries? I would like to see your queries in the Q&A. And how many of you are like preparing for MBA entrance exams this year? Like that will be there in 2023. And but who all are like sitting for exams for this year? Like all other, I would say MBA exams that you're looking at. Let's see. Can I have some answers here? Let's have some answers here. Why are you all so mute today? I mean, you can put in your answers. Okay, chat is disabled. Thanks for that. I think now you can put your chats. Oh, I'm so sorry, Priyavrat. I don't know how the settings have got changed. I'll look to it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Good afternoon, Raju. It's about to be like evening. Zat, NMAT, and TIS. Nice. That's nice, Vanshika. Sitting for all. That's great. Yeah, Dhyanesh, thank you so much. Thank you. Who else? Hi, Ashish. Who else are like preparing for MBA entrances? River did not get you. I did not get what are you writing. Can you just be more clear, please? So, hi, Aryan. Good to see all of you. Good evening, Aditi. So I hope you're ready with your queries. I'm not, I'm like, can't see too many of queries coming here for that. So let's have some queries dropping here in Q&A. Yeah. Let's see what all queries you have today for the panelist. Right? XAT pattern syllabus. Okay. That's a nice question. Okay. Hi, Mani. Hello. So start dropping your queries in the Q&A. Okay, I would request all of you instead of chat, just drop in here. Anisha, I think you can like switch on your video. We can start.
Okay, great. So I'll just quickly do that.
Yeah. All of you start dropping your queries in the Q&A itself, okay, not in chat. I am requesting everyone to like put your query in the Q&A section. Hi, Anisha, how are you?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Bhagyashree. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. And I think all of them are here a bit early today for this webinar and they are ready with their queries.
Lovely. That's good. Good to see. So welcome on board, guys. This is Anisha here. And I think this is going to be an interesting session for you with respect to that. So quickly, if I can ask all the people out here, are you guys really looking forward to give that for XLRI or for other college? What's on your mind right now?
XLRI.
Okay, lovely, great. I can see some people for XLRI. Jnanesh, yes, you need to fill separate form for that as compared to CAT, and you will need separate preparation definitely, because people who have heard would have definitely heard that is tougher than CAT, and it's actually true, right? So I will definitely advise you to do some amount of extra preparation when it comes to your that, because that is very much required. Okay. Anything with respect to the paper pattern syllabus, if you guys want me to first start explaining that, we can do that way, and then we can discuss more questions if you have. That would be really good. I think Vanshika's first question itself is paper pattern syllabus and the books to refer, and is new section. Prajwal, yes, decision making is new for that, and it's totally different. So great. So let me quickly explain you the paper pattern for that. Anybody here who has given that exam before?
Yes, a lot of them. Okay.
Oh, nice. A lot of you guys have given that before. Brilliant. Lovely. That is great. Good. So let me, oh, nice. Interesting.
And I think some of them are new as well, like sitting for the first time.
Great. So for people who have given before, I think you would know, like Vanshika, Priya, Vrat, you have given before. So you have an idea about the paper pattern and your syllabus as well. Those who are writing it new and fresh, okay, please take note of it. Okay, you can in fact take a quick screenshot of the same and keep. This is your paper pattern for that exam. Okay, so if I let me do it full screen for you, it will be easy for you to see it then. Yeah, so this is the paper pattern for that exam. It is very, very different from all the other exams for two reasons. One, in the kind of structure of the sections, how it is divided with, and also the type of questions. So if I give you a brief idea about the same, you have first section is verbal ability and logical reasoning. In all the other exams, verbal is standalone, LR is either with DI or standalone. Here, verbal and logical ability is combined together, and you have 26 questions coming from here, right? Then comes a new section, which is decision making and analytical reasoning. Decision making and analytical reasoning is essentially all decision making questions and a couple of critical reasoning questions. जो भी हमारी analytical puzzles होती हैं, which we study, that all is a part of the first section of verbal and logical ability. This decision making is very new. You have 21 questions coming from the same. When I say it's very new, because it's not there in any other exams. These are usually classified into different categories. The most common and the most number of questions come are ethical dilemma based questions. So if you look at the colleges, all colleges are very high on ethics. So here they are testing you on that. Like, given a situation, let's say if I have to give you a brief example, you are given, let's say, a situation where you are supposed to go for an interview. Let's say you have been shortlisted for XLRI interview and you break the traffic signal. So will you bribe the cop there to get to your interview on time, or would you wait, fill up the fine and those process which they have, and reach late for the interview and inform the panelists that you are late? What would you do? Guys, I'm asking all of you, all 30 plus students who are sitting here, you plan to write that exam, right?
Start putting your answers quickly in the chat because we don't see any answers coming here.
Quickly in the chat. Now, I don't want yes, no. Tell me, what would you do? Would you bribe the cop or you would not bribe the cop?
Will not.
Okay, Vandan says will not. What about the others? Go for the interview, will not. Jnanish will go for the interview, will not. Aaron will not. So yes, your answer here has to be you will not bribe, because bribing is going unethical. Okay. Usually this kind of questions in other colleges are asked in the interview as well. Agar aapne idhar ek answer kiya, to next time I'm going to cross question you, right? So that is what we have to keep in mind. Okay. So this is where we are going to look at that. First thing you will keep in mind is, whenever you get decision making ethical dilemma based questions, it has to be ethics over anything else. Just keep that as a simple rule. Rest, I'm sure wherever you are studying for critical decision making and that preparation, they will teach you all the other strategies as well also. But this is a fair idea about what do I mean by decision making. Okay. So we have ethical dilemma based questions. We also have other questions which are based on management decisions, where you are probably taking a situation or a role play kind of, I can say. Let's say if you were the marketing manager, what would you do in this situation? You were the finance head or the HR head. So different management scenarios. Then comes questions which are based on personal priorities. So kind of seeing how do you prioritize your time management and giving consideration to personal versus professional work-life balance, situation-based questions. So that is your decision making. It is not very difficult if you have practiced all the type of questions. So what you need to do is understand the different type of questions that exist and work on that. Okay, so that is your decision making and analytical reasoning. Next we have is quants and DI. So when I say quants and DI, we are looking at tougher than CAT questions which come. Are you guys clear with the paper pattern, the type of questions essentially?
Is there anything that you would like to ask her, like straight away, put away your question here? Anything that you did not understand in this paper pattern, or anything that you want to clear your doubt about? You can just straight away put your answer. Any doubt in the exam pattern that you want her to answer, you want to clear it out, you can do it right away. So also, I would request all of you just make a mark or keep a screenshot of all these things that Anisha is sharing. This is very important, and at the last moment, you will not understand. So once you start preparing for the exams, just keep a note of all these things. These are like something which is very, very important. Essay. Okay. I think Prajwal wants to ask about essay.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. So let me explain the rest of the paper pattern which is there. Now you know the type of questions and you know the number of questions for each. Marking scheme for that itself is extremely difficult and different from other exams. Here you have 75 questions, 75 marks. Okay, all of these questions carry equal marks. You have +1 for correct and minus 0.25 for a wrong answer for every incorrect. That is your negative marking is 1/4. This is for my section 1. Remember the final XAT percentile which was released, that is based on your only section 1. That doesn't include section 2. Okay, section 2 is only a part for XLRI. Now in the marking scheme, apart from this +1 for all correct and 1/4 negative marking, there is a new clause which is there only for XAT exam, is number of questions unattempted. So after every unattempted question from 8, you will get minus 0.1. Like, what do I mean by that is essentially 26 questions are there in the verbal ability section, right? Out of these 26 questions, if you leave 8 questions, no problem. 9th question that you leave, for every those next question that you leave, you will get 0.1 negative marking. So if you leave, let's say 26 में से आपने 10 questions blank छोड़ दिए, आपने attempt नहीं करे, so 8 के लिए कुछ नहीं, 2 others questions which you left blank, you will get 0.2 negative marks. So keeping that in mind, don't go and attempt all questions, क्योंकि वो wrong जाएगा तो उसका negative marking ज़्यादा है. 0.25 is negative mark for incorrect answer. So keep that balance in the number of unattempted questions and the number of questions you're going wrong. So while you're attempting the mock papers, understand and try to see questions which you do not know for sure, you will leave it blank, unattempted, because वो wrong ही जाने वाला है. Questions where you are dicey, like 50-50%, मुझे आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा है, attempt it if you have already left 8 other questions in that section. Okay, this is very important because this comes only in that exam, that for every 8 plus question which you have unattempted, you lose 0.1 marks. All right, so that is one thing. Second thing which is there is, now comes my section 2. Now this section 2 is there. This is only for XLRI. Here you have GK questions, 25 questions, 15 minutes time, and there is no negative marking. Okay. Before, many years before, you always had this essay section. Then it was scrapped out. Last year, the essay section was brought back again. So from last year, in section 2, we have GK, 25 questions, and 1 essay. And for both of them combined, you had 30 minutes, right? So you have to make sure you are allocating your time as per your preparation and your understanding. Again, the essay also is only considered for XLRI. So basically your GK and your essay, they have no negative marking. Whatever marks you get is considered only for XLRI in your final selection process while you are being evaluated for selection based on your XAT, your section 2 performance, your what PI performance at that point of time. Okay. Other all colleges except for XLRI will not consider your GK or your essay scores. So people who are aiming for XLRI, HR and BM program, which definitely is an amazing college, especially for getting high profiles of consulting, your product management, HR के लिए तो है ही वो best college. So for those people, you have to work hard on your general awareness and the essays. Essays are very interesting. They are not like those conventional general topics कि आप कुछ भी लिख लोगे. They are going to be a little complex. They have had very ethical dilemma questions coming up there, giving you two sides and asking, do you agree or disagree? So they are going to be opinion-based essays. If I have to summarize in one line, what kind of essay topics come? They are very opinion-based essays. Giving an opinion, taking one stand is very, very important in that essay. Okay, so start practicing. Now, important question, how do I prepare for XAT and CAT together? So what I would suggest is right now, if you've already done with your preparation, then yes, you can simultaneously start preparing for GK and decision making. If not, focus on doing your basic concepts and fundas clear for CAT, क्योंकि verbal, quants, DI and LR, ये चारों topics तो same आपको करने ही है of CAT level for that as well. Extra you have to do is decision making, critical reasoning, GK and essays. So do that somewhere from October onwards, and 1 month, which you have, not 1 month, you can say 1 month and 5 weeks essentially, which you have after CAT exam. Before that, those 5 weeks में full throttle decision making, GK and essays पे practice ज़्यादा करना. Right now, don't fret so much about these 3 sections. Make the others strong because you need to have that also very well aligned. Another unique thing which comes in XAT is in your verbal ability section. It's very common you get poem-based RCs. It is a little complex to understand poem-based RCs. So uski practice abhi se start kar lo. It's a little tougher as compared to your normal because here the inference is going to be based on poetic content which is being presented to you. So that will take a little bit of time for you to understand. If you're not good with vocabulary, build your vocabulary because maximum poets have a very nice vocabulary and the dictation which they have, the kind of structure is going to be complex. Okay, so that's the difference which is there. Okay, so decision making, how to prepare for this section. See, one of the best ways to prepare for any section is always download your previous papers of that exam, study from them, understand the approach towards that. In fact, even for our CATKing students, the first place which we give for decision making is that toppers have solved past 5 years of decision making questions and given you those videos. So तुम्हें actual level के questions ही पहले समझ में आएंगे अच्छे से. Then there are additional ebooks which we have made for practice. So you guys can get hold of that as well, or that with the mock test. So the best sources for decision making is one, past papers. Second, you can refer to the CATKing ebooks or mock tests as well. That is there. Shweta, academic consideration of academic records. Yes, XLRI does not have very high weightage or cutoff given to past academic records, but the higher it is, the better it is. But you can compensate. So when you look at these colleges, XLRI, or even for that matter, other XAT accepting colleges, there will be significant weightage to XAT, a significant weightage to what PI or GDs if it's happening offline, smaller weightage to your past academics and WorkX. So now you can't change your past academic records, right? But you can work on enhancing your current XAT scores, maximize that, and you can also focus on enhancing your overall profile. This is common for any exam, any college. The better profile you have, the better interview you can give, and you will be able to distinct and make yourself stand out. Okay, so that is important. The cutoffs which are there for XLRI is very detailed. They have separate cutoffs for male candidates and female candidates. They have separate cutoffs for engineers and non-engineers. So you need to work on that. Okay. Ballpark approximate scores and cutoffs over the 3-4 years has been around this score. This is not what was exact. I'm telling you, this is based on approximate of the last 3 years. If you look at around 40-ish score gets you a 99 plus percentile, 35 gets you a 95 plus. To get into XLRI, you need to have 96 percentile and above. That means you are on the safer bet. Cutoff kabhi 95 hoga, kabhi 96 hoga, kabhi 94 bhi hoga, right? So aim for 96 percentile plus if you want to get into XLRI. The other colleges which accept that also accept CAT. Like all the colleges which I have listed on my right side, apart from XLRI, if I see, whether it's IMT, Goa Institute of Management, KJ Sumaya, Bellinger, or bhi bahut colleges. This is not an exhaustive list, right? All of these colleges will accept CAT also. So if you will see the cutoffs for CAT for these colleges will always be higher as compared to XAT. Because XAT is a tougher exam, the percentile at which you can get into the colleges is always lower. So people who are not sure should I take that or not, if I'm not aiming for XLRI, मुझे नहीं जाना है जमशेदपुर, because बाकी colleges भी accept करते हैं, keep your options open. Okay. Next, I mean, one more quick suggestion for you guys. Whenever you're attending any sessions, please attend with your name. Anonymous, it's very difficult for us to address. Okay. Yes. So give your names. It's better for us to interact. So your question is with respect to sources and tips. I think sources for decision making I have already covered up for you. Tips first tip that I want to give you is once you're done practice, you will get an idea about what are the different types of questions which come. Second, build one basic concept in your head, which is to start thinking like a manager. The minute you start thinking like a manager, you will be able to put yourself in those shoes and answer those questions. Rest, you will take some time to get a hang of decision making and the type of questions which you can understand. Okay? Essay question I have covered. I think a couple of people had put up the questions in chat as well. Quants ka, what you are studying for CAT, it is enough for concepts. Difficulty level wise, you will need more practice because quants and DI, both of that is higher difficult, more difficult, I would say, than CAT. For two reasons. One, quants there will be more application based questions. They will not be direct questions. Direct formula apply karne ke questions bahut kam hote hain. DI will be calculation intensive. So your approximations will not work in most of the cases. The answer options will be very, very close. How verbal is tougher as compared to CAT is because of the kind of inference based questions that come and your poetic RCs. Inference based questions, there are more questions, which is what is the author's perspective and those kind of questions. XLRI Delhi campus cutoff is usually the same as the Jamshedpur. They had not revealed a separate cutoff, just the shortlist was available. So that is something which you should keep in open option, because definitely keep it open, because XLRI Delhi is doing very well when it comes to placements, and being Delhi, exposure to hai aapke paas. Avnish, this is a question with respect to CAT, but I will definitely answer that for you as well. See, how to improve verbal. FMS is one college which gives more weightage to verbal section. If you go and see the FMS shortlisting criteria, you will get an idea about the same. Ki overall cutoff, so definitely 99 percentile plus is what you should aim for. But with that also, if you look at the cutoff for their selection process, they have a higher weightage to verbal section.
I could see another question that they had here on the registration platform, which says that is XAT test applicable for students applying admission for UG programs after 12th?
No, they have a separate exam for that. It's Xavier's entrance test, it is called, which if you are already in 12th, then for this year, it has already been done. If you are looking at for next year, then they have a separate exam called as Xavier's entrance test.
Right. So I think some of you wanted to know about that, so you could have that. Okay, initially coming to the subject-wise questions, which are the like most scoring topics for that, like section-wise, if you can go that way.
See, if I go section-wise, definitely for verbal section, your target should be to maximize your scores in reading comprehension, because you get reading comprehension based questions. Then study critical reasoning, because critical reasoning also is important. What is your critical reasoning? Strengthening, weakening, inference based questions, those questions. So make sure you are practicing those as well. That will help you to understand it better. Okay. And that is going to be a good thing. Poem based RCs आपको करना चाहिए more and more focus, because practice kar lo, even if you do like around 50, let's say poem based RCs practice, you will have a hang of it and you'll understand कि poetic thought process में क्या क्या होता है और क्यों होता है. So that is going to be helpful. ठीक है? Then the next thing which you need to do for practice, where you can increase your score, is doing grammar का practice, because grammar के questions काफी easy होते हैं. They are usually sentence correction based questions. They are easy to identify. So that is what you can refer to, the grammar-based questions. Apart from that, we get para-jumbles, moderate, CAT level, and you can get vocab-based fill in the blanks. That is in the verbal section. So if I summarize, sabse pehle, reading comprehension, you will be getting at least 4 RC passages, 1 poem-based question. It could be a single poem and 1 question, or a poem with 2 or 3 questions. Then do grammar, sentence correction. After that, you look at critical reasoning questions. They are difficult, but you get 3 to 4 at least coming in your verbal and logical reasoning section. And then you have fill in the blank questions, which is vocab based or preposition based. Then sometimes you get idioms and phrases as well. Then if I look at decision making, like I told you, start thinking like a manager. They're going to be ethical or management situation based questions. Questions may, it's like a scenario is explained to you, and then they'll ask you what you would do in that kind of situation, and you have answer options. So it's, you have to choose the best fit option. Okay. Then your quants and DI section. Here, maximum students face trouble in quants. Firstly, DI को strong बना लो. जितना ज़्यादा DI practice कर सकते हो करो, because out of 28 questions जो हैं, you would get around 10 to 12 questions of DI. So let's assume maths बिल्कुल भी नहीं आता है, तो भी आप DI में तो maximize कर सकते हो scores, right? So all types of graphs, even do combination. When I say combination, मतलब 1 table and 1 bar graph, and दोनों में से data लेके करना है. That's like multiple graphs together in one question. That is going to be important for you. And in quants, arithmetic is the most important for all exams. But if you see last year in XAT, arithmetic ka weightage was very less. There was way more number of questions than expected for numbers and modern maths. So personally, I think I would say don't skip any module, because for CAT, you will have to do more of arithmetic and algebra. And for XAT, more of XAT, NMAT and SNAP, more of modern maths and numbers. NMAT, SNAP mein inki difficulty level of questions will be easy. XAT mein the difficulty level of questions of numbers and modern maths will be on the higher side. So that is how you should go in each of these sections. That is for section 1. Coming to our section 2, your essays will be opinion-based essays. It's not too lengthy. They give you 250 to 300 words, which is doable. बहुत ज़्यादा time नहीं लगता है. GK में you get a mix of current affairs and static GK. Some conventional topics which obviously comes in all GK-based exams that you should be doing is books and authors, mergers and acquisitions, and top company CEOs, and something like your sports-based where, you know, whatever events have happened, like recent ones, koi bhi awards jo hote hain, unke bhi, you should know that. And current affairs mein, whatever is happening in the last 6 months. So your exam is going to be 1st Jan. So then you look at June till Jan ka, December का your GK. दिसंबर में क्या हो रहा है इन करंट अफेयर्स, पक्का से पढ़ना अच्छे से, बिकॉज एक क्वेश्चन तो एटलीस्ट दिसंबर के करंट अफेयर्स से विल कम.
Okay, Chetan wants to know which topics they will concentrate more in quants.
Numbers and modern maths.
Chetan, I think got your answer, right? Okay, Avnish is saying, ma'am, my brother is weak in quants and he's going to attempt XAT this year. How he should practice quants?
Pick up one topic and spend 3 days on one topic. Solve at least 10 questions of it every day.
Okay. Shweta is saying NYT reading will be helpful for RC section.
Yes, it helps. NYT, for people who don't know, is your New York Times. So your RCs come from New York Times, Smithsonian, Guardian, and Aeon Essay. Read these up.
Any suggestions for executive MBA? Amol wants to know.
So for executive MBA, XLRI ka executive MBA is also through that exam, and it's doing very well. It's a little rigorous, but that's good. That's the fun of, you know, getting into a executive program. I know of my students who were like XLRI made really good XAT 99 percentilers, and they're doing brilliantly well there in the executive program. So focus on the same XAT exam strategy. Your interview will be less, I would say, competitive as compared to the flagship program because of the number of people. Your competition is lesser. That's the only advantage you can say you have, but otherwise aim for high scores and build your profile.
In GK,
Yeah.
whether concentrating on current affairs is more important? Question from Chetan again.
So Chetan, essentially, like I said, it's almost 50-50%. So 25 questions hai. Kabhi 13 questions aa jayenge current affairs ke, kabhi 12 aa jayenge. That is how it has more or less been always. Not dominated by current affairs. So that is why you should keep a balance of both.
Anisha, just another question, like what kind of difficulty level you expect for XAT, and how is it different from the other MBA entrance exam? Because a lot of them will be sitting for, like, they have given an NMAT or they'll be giving TIS and CAT and then probably coming to XAT. So like how, what kind of differentiates this particular exam from the rest?
So one thing is difficulty level is high. Difficulty level that you have to aim for is going to be level of difficulty 2 to level of difficulty 3 for that. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing that you need to keep in mind is how does it change? So your XAT is an exam which is focusing on accuracy, and the attempts have to be optimized for accuracy. NMAT, SNAP are, or for that matter, even TISNET are speed-based exams. You have to be at high speed while practicing these exams. So your time management is more crucial, and in that, attempting the questions is more crucial. So for attempting and building that practice, आपको difficult level questions पे पहुंचना पड़ेगा. I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Chetan has another question. Ma'am, is there any important tips for farm science students to crack XAT?
For which students?
Farm science students to crack XAT.
Okay, so it's the same thing. There is no difference. Everybody has to go through the same rigor of doing more verbal, doing more difficult level questions, and DI intensive, calculation intensive DI. It doesn't change with background. Even engineers struggle in that for decision making and verbal and quant like you would. So don't have any complex. I am from a different background, so मुझे कुछ और extra करना पड़ेगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है आपको.
Okay. What about the average academic performance and gaps after graduation? I mean, a lot of them, I think, go in for job and then they're sitting for XAT, and some of them might also, prepare for a year, leave.
Yes.
So what exactly, happens for that time?
See, when you are taking a gap year and preparing for exams, you need to justify this in the interviews that why do I have a gap year? And how do you justify this to meet that? You have to focus on enhancing your profile. You can do certification courses, you can do internships, and you can do more and more, you can say NGO volunteering or something which says कि I didn't do just पढ़ाई. The reason behind it is कि यार if you go in the interviews and say कि मैं पूरा एक साल बैठ के सिर्फ आपका entrance exam की पढ़ाई करी है, then it's like how will you manage the pressure which comes in the 2 years of MBA, right? So to be able to justify that, well, gap year में what did you do is important, and we focus on enhancing the profile along with the preparation. It's not that people with gap year do not get selected. Every year, a lot of students with gap year get selected. It's only how well are you able to justify in the interview कि I did XYZ thing beyond the preparation to make yourself sound more convincing.
Right. Okay. Okay. Hilal wants to know what are good B schools for consulting stream in XAT exam.
For consulting, XLRI is the best when you look at consulting profiles. Otherwise, you have a lot of other options as well through that, which you can keep open. You have IMT, you have Great Lakes, you have Goa Institute of Management, but consulting would be a smaller percentage.
Okay. Recommended guide. Vandan Mehta wants to know any recommended guide or maybe any particular books.
I think best is take down 5 years papers of that and solve them. That's the best guide for you.
So are mock tests also very relevant here? I mean, should they go in for more of mock tests and PYQs?
See, definitely mock tests will help you because you need to start solving that difficulty level questions, and you need to understand the attempt strategy because you have negative marking for leaving questions unattempted. So you have to make sure your unattempted is 8 or less than that. That comes with practice. So give mock tests, definitely. If you ask me, I would say you should have at least an option of 8 to 10 mocks with you. Give somewhere around 3 to 4 mocks before CAT and give 4 to 5 mocks after CAT. CAT खत्म होने के बाद हर हफ्ते एक mock तो देना ही है, minimum. And if you aim for XLRI, you should target कि मैं first 2 weeks में 2 mocks दूं in every week, and then I go on to revising and working and analyzing from mocks.
Right. I think that answers a lot of people's queries. I mean, they have this very common questions like what all is there.
Yes.
Okay. Good colleges for finance MBA. Okay. From Avnish.
Avnish, all the colleges which I mentioned are good for marketing, finance, equally good. So you can keep them as an option, all of these, the ones which I had shown you as well. And I always suggest this, right now, get a good score, aim for that, and then choose your colleges. Okay, based on your scores, you will have a better idea where can I get. Okay, so we can take decisions at that point of time.
Yeah.
Chetan, XLRI mein BM and HRM in its own capacity are good, both of them. HR definitely it is very good, but BM also it is very good. So you go check out their placement stats. 3 days, the entire campus gets placed. So they are doing brilliant work. Definitely doing good. Prachi, colleges for HR, one, you have XLRI. After that, the other colleges, you'll have to give other exams. There is TIFF, there is NMRS, there is SCMHRD. These are top rankers when it comes to HR. Plus, if you're giving CAT, all the IIMs do offer HR. SPGen also offers HR. The ratio of students taking HR would be on the lower side as compared to marketing and finance. But yeah, you can explore that for sure. XLRI accepts only that or GMAT. For NRI students, mostly GMAT is applicable. So GMAT is now open for others as well. So you can apply to XLRI through GMAT as well, that and GMAT.
Okay.
Shweta, 1 year of industry like power sector, will it benefit? See, any experience, what you learned, what was your contribution and impact, if you are able to justify in the interview, it helps. No experience or no profile is lower or bad. So power sector, whichever sector you have worked, what was the work that you did? You have to justify that. Any more questions and queries that you have?
Okay, Haim has asked, which are good colleges for MBA healthcare?
That's a very niche program, so which very limited colleges have. For healthcare, doing very well is Goa Institute of Management, Wellington, because we have been having this program for a really long time. Then you have TIS. It has a little modified. It's hospital administration and healthcare. So you can look at TIS as well. A lot of colleges have started new healthcare programs. So you can explore that as well. NMRMS has a pharma management again for healthcare. But I would also suggest you keep options of general MBA open, because all healthcare and pharma good companies come to general MBA programs also. Like even when it's XLRI or NMRMS, you have Abbott coming there, you have Novartis coming there. So these are all coming for core MBA programs as well. So healthcare can be a niche as one of the options that you choose, but be open for general MBA as well.
Okay. Best colleges for operations and marketing from Prithiv. Okay.
Operations and marketing best college is NITI, which is through CAT exam. In fact, this year, sooner or later, NITI would become IIM Mumbai as well. So that's going to be a bigger brand value added to the whole organization of NITI. But NITI has been doing amazingly well when it comes to operations. The other which you can look at for operations is you have Symbiosis, all your IIMs, SPGen. These are also good. Symbiosis, there is SIOM, which is specifically for operations. Chetan, yes, they do have some scholarships and financial aids. You can check out the website of XLRI. You will get a fair idea.
Okay. Avnish is saying, ma'am, should we work for some time and then go for MBA or just after undergraduate?
See, every college, you have 40% of people are freshers. So definitely go ahead right now itself.
Okay. Chetan Kalra is saying, I had a 2-year gap due to health issues. Will it be a roadblock?
It will not be a roadblock if you are able to justify in the interviews why you have a gap.
Yeah, and I think for majorly for MBA entrances, there are a lot of students who are taking a gap and are working, gaining some kind of experience, preparing, and I think probably then they are going ahead for the exam. So I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, so how to approach XAT questions paper to target 95 like percentile if they are looking at XLRI particularly cutoff. So what exactly should be the prep tips or guide that they should strictly follow throughout and know that yes, this is the way I could crack a good score?
See, solve all past 5 years papers, take up mock tests, at least 5 mock tests of XAT, and make sure that you are doing and practicing decision making, reading comprehension, data interpretation, critical reasoning. 4 topics. Okay, take note, these are very important 4 topics: decision making, critical reasoning, reading comprehension, data interpretation. This will help you to maximize your score across the section. Okay, and when it comes to the number of attempts, each section, your limit is 8 unattempted questions. That means 26, 21, 28 questions है, तो आपको उसमें से 8 निकाल लो, उतना आपको attempt करना है. उतनी आपको preparation अपनी बढ़ानी पड़ेगी कि I'm able to attempt those questions.
Haim is saying, sorry for asking again, I am 42, planning to do healthcare MBA next year. Do I have any issues in getting admission due to age factor? Okay.
Okay, so age factor for executive, that should be not a problem. You 42 पे executive के लिए आप जा सकते. Conventional MBA is difficult, but for executive, not an issue. Chetan, GDPI for XLRI is going to be grilling. They are known for stress interviews. So practice more and more. That's all I would say. And know yourself very well and be very particular when it comes to the kind of decisions you take. They will test you on your decision-making skills and ethical situations.
Oh, NITI, okay. Prithiv is saying for NITIE NITI, which part should I concentrate at CAT?
Overall, they don't have a sectional cutoff. So focus on maximizing your overall scores for NITI. Agar wo IIM ban gaya, so if they have different sectional cutoffs, then we don't know. Then you aim for the cutoffs which you can expect for A, B, and C.
Right. And like if we compare the different campuses of Xavier's, like which out of all is like the best one, and that is like something that they all look up to?
Definitely XLRI Jamshedpur, no doubts about it. That's number one. Don't go by that ki wo Jamshedpur mein hai. It's a brilliant, beautiful campus. You will have an amazing 2 years life there. Lot of fun, lot of greenery, and lots of things to do in campus itself. So city doesn't really matter. After that, second you can look at is XLRI Delhi campus. Delhi campus is new, but it's doing really well. You can then look at XIMB. XIMB is more famous for the rural management program. So people who come from agribusiness and farm science background, for you, that is a very good option. But BM also is doing decently well. Other colleges you can look at from that, you have Wellinger, you have IMT, you have Great Lakes, Goa Institute of Management. ये चारों के जो समय 5 कॉलेज अच्छा करते हैं.
Right. Okay. So anyone else has any more questions? So before like towards we move towards the conclusion, I'll just share the feedback poll so that all of you can like fill it up. I think Anisha did answer all the things and she has very well explained the entire syllabus. And I hope all of you, you know, are noting down all the important topics and answers and questions and tips that she has been sharing. So please make a note. If you haven't, please make it a practice of keeping a note of all these things, because these are something that will not come every time. So whenever she is answering or she's telling you about certain things, please make a note as screenshots, right? Okay, meanwhile, let's pick up another question. Can we fake in decision-making Q questions in interviews? Okay.
So that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, you can definitely fake in the interviews, but you will be caught. The panelists are way more experienced than you are. So don't lie, don't fake in the interviews. So you and me are way younger than people who are taking our interviews. They would have 15, 20 years of experience in industry or in the interviews, and our faculties of a experienced ethical based college. Okay. And how to explain how to not fake in questions in the interviews? Well, be honest. That's just about it. But rest of it, interview tips and sessions and strategies, we will do separately. Abhi focus on the exams, convert karo, calls leke aao, and then we will have sessions with respect to how to crack interviews for every college as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely not support that. All right. Any more questions? Definitely. Okay, that's good. I mean, he has understood and things definitely. Okay. Avnish, you can just, instead of raising hand, just drop your chat. Like we are towards the end of the session. So you can quickly drop any more query. This is not the only webinar that we have on XAT. Definitely there is time. So we'll come up with more detailed sessions for XAT also. Okay. So don't worry on that. Okay. Prithvi is saying, does the CGPA percentage make a difference at selection?
No, it will not make a difference at selection. Focus on, it's an overall parameter, combination of everything.
Okay. Any more queries that I'm not seeing any more queries. Okay, can you just explain, ma'am, how percentile are calculated quickly?
See, percentile, simple. If I'll tell you, whoever is the highest is 100 percentile. Let's take an assumption. Okay? 89 wala is our topper. Usko milega 100 percentile. 88 wala is 99.99. 87 is 99.98. So like that, it goes down. So the topper is 100 percentile. Your marks reduces, your percentile reduces gradually.
Okay. Any more queries that you might be facing? I'm sure towards like the time as it goes towards the exam, you'll have more queries. But is it just like a bit of analysis and a structural discussion that we had about XAT? You have ample of time, of course. Can you please rank the MBA exam on the basis of difficulty? I think she has already done that.
That is the toughest. Then you have your CAT, then IAFT, then your NMAT and SNAP, and then CMAT and TIFNET.
So
And
Anisha,
MyCat.
like a single student who is like getting into MBA, how many different exams for MBA can he sit? I just had a query about this.
I think you should give all exams. Essentially, you have 9 to 10 exams. So look at CAT, XAT, NMAT, SNAP, CMAT. These are common entrance exams which are accepted by multiple colleges. NMAT is by NMIMS and 40 other colleges. SNAP is by Symbiosis. So ये हो गए आपके at least 7 code exams. Rest are specific to the college. Like MyCat is for only MyCat. If you're interested in marketing, give MyCat. If you're interested in IIFT, then take IIFT. If HR is your focus, take TIFNET. Now, for MyCat, you have to give a MyCat college, you have to give MyCat plus one more exam. That one more exam can be your CAT, XAT, or GMAT. So again, that helps you there as well, because number of people applying to MyCat through CAT will be higher than number of people applying through your XAT.
Okay, so it's like ideal to like sit for at least all the exams, and that really helps.
Definitely.
And is there any like attempt like this is the maximum number of attempts for these exams, or any age factor that comes in between?
No, that's not an issue considered anywhere.
All right. So any more questions? I don't see any more queries coming in. I think Anisha had almost answered all the queries, all smallest doubt that you had regarding the exam. So we'll definitely plan and come up with more detailed sessions. There'll be more MBA sessions for different MBA entrance exams also. So don't worry on that. We're planning, on its way. So if you have any feedback or if you want to suggest, you can definitely do that. But definitely we are planning more sessions for MBA. Like every week, we're trying to come up with at least one session that is related to MBA, so that you could figure out what exactly you want to look at and how all different exams are, right? Okay, let's pick the last question. Duration of all these exams starting from November. What will be the duration? Okay.
So November, you have CAT. NMAT will be between October to December. You choose your date. In December, you have 3 exams: IIFT, SNAP, and MyCat. Jan, you have 4 exams: XAT, TIFNET, second attempt of SNAP and MyCat. And CMAT will be either Feb end or March. Last 2 years, it has been in March end. CET has been delayed because of COVID in the last 2 years. So it's August end or September.
Right. And I think we got a suggestion that we need more sessions on quants and RC. Right. So we'll plan on that. Right. So thank you for that suggestion. We'll definitely plan up more sessions. We are in pipeline. So I'll share all the relevant information about the date and everything, whatever next we are looking at for MBA. But we have a session on MBA internship experience this week. So I'll be posting the registration link. So you can just follow us on LinkedIn. We will be posting it on FB, on Instagram, everywhere. The recording will not be sent out. This video will be edited and it will be there on our YouTube channel. So we are in the process of uploading all the videos one by one. So don't worry, the entire video will be accessible to all of you at any time, right? Strategy sessions. Okay. Thanks for that. Strategy sessions dedicatedly. Okay. So I think definitely we'll come up with that. So thank you for all that suggestions, strategy sessions, quants and RC. Okay, we'll come up on that. So I think we can wrap up for today. And I hope some of your queries that you might have regarding the exam, like, the basic things are cleared. You have the exam pattern and everything, but we'll come up with sessions where you can have more detailed questions and queries from the, faculties and mentors, right? So Anisha, thank you so much for taking out time. And I think the session really helps them. They have this cleared structure in their head. The doubts are gone. And I think we can have more sessions dedicatedly to their strategies and, different sections. So that will definitely work out.
Thank you so much. Definitely, we'll look forward to, having more sessions with you all.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great time.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel.